Hello, we are below par. Today we're going to take you through the pitch shot. We're going to structure this as if Joe is giving me a lesson.
So, I'm Joe and this is also Joe for those of you that haven't seen our YouTube channel. So today then we're looking at a pitch shot. Now we've got a really good shot in front of us, quite a hard pitch shot actually, roughly 30 yards or so. We're using a lofted wedge. So Joe, you're using a
54 today.
54 degree, which is basically a sand wedge. So if those of you don't have any specialised wedges, you'll be looking at a sand wedge. And what we're looking to do is we need to land the ball on the green, get the ball to stop, but equally it's going to spend more time in the air than what it does rolling on the floor. So this is a shot that you're playing from a little bit further out. It's not a chip shot, it's a pitch shot. And the way we define a pitch shot is it has two levers. So it has an added wrist hinge in there as well. It's not just with the shoulders, we are going to enable the wrists in this shot. What we're going to do to begin with then is we're going to get Joe into a setup position which is very similar to chipping. However, what we're going to see is a slightly wider stance. So if Joe is in the setup now, you'll notice he has the left foot ever so slightly withdrawn, which is perfect. Left hip ever so slightly withdrawn as well. This is going to give you a chance to rotate and get through onto the left leg. So this is actually a really good position for pitching. Joe, what's your ball position at the moment?
Well, normally with pitching, I'd like to feel that as if it's towards the middle or even maybe favouring slightly forwards.
Okay, so for you at home then, you're probably going to find that your ball position with a pitch shot won't be quite as far forwards as this, and I want to encourage you to put the ball forwards. It's really going to help you get under the ball, give you a nice consistent strike, but equally allow you to get through the shot and release the club head. So many times I see this played with Joe, if you put the ball back in your stance, yeah, you know, yourself at home, you'll recognise this, seeing yourself in the back position. We've got a lack of loft now on the club head. It's going to cause the ball to come out quite low and equally then not give us the launch we're after. So let's pop the ball back in that slightly forward position again.
There we are. Right.
Perfect. So just notice here as well, Joe, talk me through your hand position here in relation to the club head.
So I'm trying to keep my hands as level as possible. What we don't want to do is start to bring the hands too far forwards. We'll go into more depth in further videos about bounce, but essentially as soon as I start to bring my hands too far forwards, I'm taking loft off the golf club and I'm not engaging the bounce as I should do. Essentially the bounce will help my club glide through the surface rather than dig.
No, exactly, that's a really interesting point. You know, you see a lot of people playing this shot and you'll see it when they start to take huge divots rather than just gliding through the top of the surface. We start to see fats, the club digging in, and we hit that awfully embarrassing shot where the ball goes about 4 yards. So, Joe, let's see a couple of practice swings then, just getting an idea of what that pitch shot's going to look like. So we know we're going to go up into an L and through to a sort of L position. So if Joe goes to the top of the backswing and stops for me, excellent. So this L I'm speaking about is the line from the left arm moving through the club, and equally then it's matched on the other side. We then have the line going through right arm and up on the left. Now what I love to see personally also with pitch shots, and I'd love to see you doing this at home, is we have that connection of the biceps in against the side. So actually we're seeing the arms stay nice and connected. This enables us then to hit with the body rather than throwing the arms at it, and this will just help us really get the strike. So Joe, let's see you hit a couple of pitch shots then onto the green. Very good, that's a nice shot, good. And again.
Ooh.
Got away with it really well.
Yeah.
Now what I love here is with Joe using the bounce, it's meant that he can get away with that shorter shot. Whereas yourself at home, if you're not using the bounce, actually that would have been that fat one that's gone into the bunker. So for you at home, I want you to feel when you're playing this shot, we're going to engage a little bit more of the bounce during the swing and during the strike, and actually then allowing the wrist to hinge. I think you've probably felt there, you're allowing the wrist to hinge into the L position, and then that's then allowing you to get back through the shot and equally giving adequate power. Do you agree?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Perfect. So then we wanted to show you at home the down the line view as well. So here we have Joe setting up in this position. Now one thing to notice is, Joe, talk me through what you're thinking at this point.
So my first thoughts when we're talking about the down the line view is I will always try and bring my hands a little bit higher. The reason that we do this is the toe will cut through the surface, the heel will always drag. So if we can take the heel out of play best we can, obviously not making it too extreme, but just bringing those hands a little bit higher is going to help that club, again, like we said with the bounce, just glide through the surface rather than start to dip.
Absolutely, and this is a really important point. When you watch the guys on tour hitting shots into greens, their wedge play in particular is really good. So we've got to remember as well, this shot can be played with multiple clubs. So you could use a 60 degree for a pitch shot. You could use your sand wedge, a pitching wedge. You know, I've even played a pitch shot with a 9-iron from time to time, where I've kind of hit what almost feels like a 3/4, but just an L to L. And that's sometimes we want to keep the ball a bit lower. So we're starting to look at flight control there. The less loft you have, the lower the ball comes out, and also the less it spins. So here then with the 54, we're expecting a bit of a mid-flight. We're not going to see this ball ballooning up in the air. Just going to see a nice launch angle. It's probably give us a bit of control then at the other end. Yeah. Let's see the shot. So thinking about the setup then, Joe, so we've got the feet just inside shoulder width.
Yep.
We've got the hands above the club head. We've got the toe digging down sort of into the floor. Hands are slightly higher. Good.
Just didn't hit it hard enough.
And it was interesting, you could see there, the reason why it didn't go quite as far, we didn't quite get into that L position. So certainly if we were working together now, I'd be encouraging you to break those wrists. That's going to add a bit more length of arc to the swing, allowing a bit more club head speed, making the ball go a bit further. And there we go, that's a much better shot.